See, one of the main point I like to observe is that men, in terms of when you what men term the manosphere, red pill, all the Kevin Samuels and Coach Greg Adams and the Andrew Tate is really always just reactive. It's just really always just reactive. Men will go along to get along. As long as I get my basic needs met, I'm good. Females have higher demands for their lives. Like they need to be entertained. Kind of like when you get a cat. Yeah. You need to kind of keep motion going on. Otherwise it loses interest. Man, I just happen to be like, yeah, you know what? I got this going on. My wife, she's this, she's that. My woman, that's good. So what has happened in terms of the public discourse in the public square is that females have been allowed to be present without accountability in the public square. So women are not generally, they don't speak like the way men speak. They don't contribute the way men contribute. So let me give an example. A woman would tell a high fat friend that she sees as an attractive, and she says, "You're the bomb. You are a queen. You go, girl," knowing in her heart of heart that that girl is not attractive. Men don't do that. A woman on an emotional whim would jump on social media to say men ain't shit, but not really like she means it. But she'll still have men, her father, her brother, taking care of her or her man. So now men are engaged with women in the public discourse because they've been put in this equal playing field. It's not equal, but women get more attention on social media than men do. A woman starts a channel talking about all men are hurting, she gonna get a lot more subscribers. Look at the Purr situation or Candace Owens. There's a lot more men that are brilliant that can deliver the same message or better than, but they won't get the same type of traction. There's not many Kevin Simons, but there's a lot of women that make money off content, even men content as far as grifting is concerned. But the public discourse for women is like they don't expect consequences. So they can just throw rocks every day. They can say, "Oh, men are embarrassing." So then men go ahead and they spend their hours and their energy and their life force defending, "Oh, really? It's like that." But not knowing that the discourse they're having is like this childlike creature that will not take accountability or responsibility, and she expects no consequences for the words that she's saying. So when women say, "Man, having a boyfriend is embarrassing," they don't expect consequences from the article. They don't expect backlash. When they say, "I choose the bear," they want to be able to express that and rub it in your face as a man. But they still want you to still choose them as a lifelong partner. They want you to pretend you do not see that they'll say, "Well, I'll prefer an animal over a human being, over a man," discarding all the men that work the power lines and work the pipelines and sewers. They want you to pretend you do not see that because it's childlike. One could conclude that there's a reason why back in the day rights were reserved to a certain extent, because they'll start a public discourse that's not important, not intelligible. Like it means nothing almost. And then they'll say, "Oh, the snow is so heavy, I need a man." But the whole time she's like, "I cannot do a coffee date." So now men are confused because men are moving logically and sound. We cannot function in this state for long. Men that are about their purpose understand this. So because Twitter, whether it's Twitter or especially Instagram and TikTok, has given heed and platformed a lot of ladies that can say anything, and because they're cute, it works. as far as the public discourse, but it's counterproductive. And men, because they're attracted to these platforms and women are receptive and whatever, it's not a good direction to go as far as I'm concerned, because it's not a constructive way. You're not building families. You're just engaging in discourse, your argumentation, responses, trending, wasting life force. And partly it's because women can say anything and they don't see like, hey, let me construct my thought process before I say what I'm saying. They're going to say, a man ain't shit. And then 6 months down the line, oh, men don't approach no more. You guys are gay, They don't see the consequence, the whole consequence and outcome. It's very childlike.